Hey everyone, my name is Heidi and I'm coming to you from sunny Florida where I live with my significant other Bill. And today is a Monday and it is September 16th. A warm welcome to any new and returning viewers. I'm so glad you're here with me to hear me chit chat about all my yarny adventures. And if you like what you see and you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can see what we're up to next time. Today I have everything I'm going to be talking about. My knitting, my cross stitching, my crochet, and that's it, and some acquisitions. So a lot has been going on. I haven't been on for about a month because of a lot of things, which I'll tell you in my life adventures. And anything else, just that you can locate me other than YouTube on Instagram and Ravelry as Yarny Heidi. And anything you want to ask me or comment about, you can comment that down below also on that. So with that, let's just go moving on to finished objects. My finished object, I'm wearing it, and it is a big one, and it's a crocheted item, and I'll show it to you. It is so big, I could wear this like a dress or a wrap. It is tremendous. I'm going to take it off in a minute so you can see how big it is. This crochet project is called the Rainforest Retreat. I fell in love with it when I saw a young gentleman in a local yarn shop crocheting it, and it was gorgeous. Of course, he used different colors. I couldn't find it. He got it somewhere on Amazon, and we only took a photo of it when he was in the shop. So then that was like probably a year or two ago, and it was on my radar for months and months, and I finally did it. I did try it with a different yarn that was very variegated, and it was a green, and it did not look good at all. So I found one that has like a gradient look to it, and it was on Knit Picks website, and it was their chroma fingering weight yarn. So this is, I'm going to tell you the details now. It's Rainforest Retreat by Lisa Cook. I used a size E hook, and again, it's the Knit Picks chroma fingering. And yes, I'm going to take it off and show you how big this baby is. It is so, so, so big. It is gorgeous though. When I look at it, I can't believe I did it. And I'm not sure if there's errors in here or not. I just went with it. I did rip out a couple of times when I knew I made a mistake. But the good thing about this pattern is this is the center. This side, you do these stitches, and then it's identical on the other side. So it made that part easier, so I didn't have to count the whole time on the row. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. I don't know where I'll wear it. It's awfully big and it's warm, and I'm small, so it's like almost like a dress or a cover up for me. That's how big it is. So it is beautiful, and I love it. Anything else to tell you? Oh, matter of fact, it was getting so big that I skipped like probably 6 to 8 rows of a repeat because I was like, how much bigger is it going to get? So I stopped it at a certain point, and then I did the picot edge, which I love, and I blocked it, and I'm so happy with it. It looks so pretty. I really don't know what I'll do with it. I don't know. Will I ever wear it? It's so big and it's so warm. Yeah, yes, I do travel up to up north, to visit my son and friends. But it's still so big. And also it's a light color. Do I want to wear that light in winter? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's pretty. Maybe I'll have an occasion to wear it. Well, this is my occasion, but maybe in the future I can wear it. Anyway, that's it. So since we're on to the subject of crocheting, I might as well show you my other crochet items. Now, I have 3 finished crochet items. Now, I'm not the best crocheter. And because I'm lefty and nobody could teach me when I was younger, so I always struggled, but now I'm doing better. And I actually have 3 finished crochet items. I'm like, who am I? I'm mostly a knitter, and here, crochet has gotten back into my life, which I'm loving so much. So the next one, I'll show this a few times with different yarn. It's another baby rainbow ripple baby blanket. I've made, this is like my 6th one, but this one, the other ones I made were from Bella Coco on YouTube, and it was called the 12-Point Star Blanket. It's very similar to the Rainbow Ripple Blanket by Celeste Young, which is this. But when I did the 12-Point Star, I struggled with reading this pattern and doing it. So I always did that one because Bella Coco tells you, each row by row how to do it. So I was like, by gosh, why can't I do the pattern? It made me so mad. So I said, let's try it again. It's the same concept, except it's written maybe a little bit something different here and there. So I read it and I still got stuck, but I said, I'm going to get it. And I finally did it. So this is the Rainbow Ripple Blanket, not the 12-Point Star Blanket, but it looks just the same. And this one is by Celeste Young. And let's see the other details. Let me see if I can find my, okay, so I used a size H hook, and the yarn is, I think it's the Big Twist Fleck, and the colorway is Matcha Latte. Yeah, so that's it. I'm taking a break from making these blankets. I like them because it's good to go on Zoom or anywhere else. It's pretty simple once you know the first few rows. After that, it's zoom, zoom, zoom. And yeah, so I'm taking a break from it. I've done like 6 of them. The next crochet one I'm so excited about because it is the cutest thing. And who knew that I would go this long into it and keep going. So one of my friends, she showed it to me. I don't know how we got onto this subject, but she showed me what she had, and I loved it. And I had to, well, she didn't make one. She made one with pumpkins, but she didn't make this one with the ghosts. So I did this pattern. It's called Boo, and it's a lacy doily. I just love it for Halloween. I love all things Halloween. So the details on this, it's called Boo by Marsha Glassman. No, excuse me, Marsha Glassner. And the yarn is from Stash. It is a Aunt Lydia crochet cotton yarn. I think it's number 10. And of course it's white. And what did I use for the hook? I think I used a, is it C? Maybe a C. I think I used a C hook. So again, this one is not perfect. Something went wrong on one of the ghost head. I don't know, but I don't know what I did wrong. But the ghost part wasn't really bad to do. It's all this lacy stuff that I was like, oh my gosh, that one I struggled a little bit with. But I just love the way that ghosts come out. It's so cute. So I'm going to put this on my table, maybe my coffee table as a centerpiece, or my kitchen table. And yeah, for Halloween, just put it as a centerpiece and maybe put a candle in the middle of it. Anyway, it's not a beginner crochet project. And you really have to count your stitches, or there's a lot to count, but you just have to make sure you end up in the right place. I should say that much. But it's the same pattern with each ghost, so that kind of makes it easy. So you know what to do when you get to the next ghost. It's the same as the one before. So much fun. I really loved it. Maybe I will do the pumpkin one because I think she has a pumpkin one. And yeah, and I did it quickly. I think I did it within a week. Because I just wanted to finish it because it's so cute and cool. So I am participating in a make-along called Emotional Support Ghost Mal, and I submitted this one into it. And it's with Witch and Stitch and Mama, I think that's the name of the one that's hosting the make along. So check it out. So much fun to do for Halloween if you're a intermediate crocheter, which I'm really not, and I ripped it out several times, but if you try hard enough, you can get it. So that is all my crochet. The next thing we're going to go to is my knitting. I'm trying to get everything organized here. It's been a month. I'm all over the place. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I participated in a cute little make-along that was for Labor Day weekend by Carla Knits on YouTube. I love her YouTube channel. She's one of my favorites, short and sweet, and she always has cute ideas. So she hosts every year, well, for the last few years, a make-along for Labor Day weekend, also Memorial Day weekend. And it's just for fun, no prizes involved, but I just like, participating with the community. So she was doing a hat. It was a hat make-along, and she posted a pattern that was like a free one. I said, hey, I'll do that. And I did. And this is what I made. Let me see. It's called the Oats Beanie. And what's cool about this is I took this yarn out of my stash. I don't even know the name of this yarn. I don't know anything about it, but it's soft and it was perfect for the make-along. It is a child's hat. It's by Amy Kate Sutherland. I think that's her name, yeah. And I used a size needle. It was recommended to use a size 8, but I did a swatch on hats. I always do a swatch on hats because from being burnt many, many times when I've done hats, too big, too small, because I didn't check my gauge. And this one I noticed that I needed to go up a size. So I went to a 9 instead of the 8, and it is a child size, I think it's the extra small size in the pattern, and it was a freebie, so why not? And I've been obsessed with making pom-poms. I finally learned how to make a decent pom-pom with my pom-pom maker. So I did that, and it's adorable. So I'm going to put this in my collection for a future grandchild. Easy, and that took like one day, over and done with. So that is that. And the last thing I have that I've been working on is, let me fix it, is a baby cardigan. I don't know how I got upon this one. I just love this. So it is called the Garter Yoke Baby Cardi by, let me see who, Jennifer Hull. And the yarn is by Urth yarns. They're Uneek. I think it's a mini sock set. And the colorway, I think it's just a number 68. Let me check on that. Yeah, I think it's a size 68. So I had to put buttons, but this button isn't staying in too good because the top is kind of loose. So I did as the pattern says. It's for a 6 to 12 month old. And what was happening on this was, by the time I had to get to the sleeves, there was some yarn left of this number 68 colorway, but it was running low. And I did not want to stress out about it because I still had to do the sleeves. I had to do the band, the button band. And I was like, uh-oh, this is not going to be good if I start and I don't have. So I said, don't even bother playing that game. Just take something from your stash yarn that will match, like a solid color, and go with it. And that's what I did. I found this brown fingering weight, and I think it looks perfect on it. And I did the button band and the sleeves with it, and it matches so good. It makes it look so polished. So that is that. And did I encounter any other things about this? No, just I did have troubles finding very small buttons. I went on Etsy I couldn't find, I found something, but when I got them, they were tiny, 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 tiny. Oops. So that was no good. I ended up going, I think, to Michael's and finding just basic, like wood-looking buttons to go with this. And that's what I did. So that one will be added to my collection, also my baby collection. So that is it for my finished objects. Let's move on to works in progress. I have a few works in progress. Let's see. Two of them are knitting and 2 of them are cross stitching. So not a lot of works in progress because, well, actually, okay, these works in progress is I'm participating in another make-along that's with the hosted by Boston Jen from the Down Cellar Studio. It's called the Pigskin Party, and she does it every year during football season. And you make things and you just weigh them, and you get points for yards that you use. Not every yard, but I think you have to have 50 yards and more to get points, something like that. And it's such a fun make-along. So some of my works in progresses I am putting on hold, one of them here, and because I started them before the Pigskin Party, which starts the first day of football season. Well, anyway, enough of that. Actually, I have 3 works in progresses, and I'll show you what they are. One of them is a finished one. Oh, I have to get it right here. This one is not going to count for the Pigskin Party, this finished one, but the next sock will, because I started that after football season started. So this is a sock that I finished, only one sock, and it is called from the Colorwork Club sock by Summer Lee Knits, and she issued 12 patterns that you can purchase on Ravelry for one set fee. It was so reasonable. You get a pattern every month, and then she even includes some extras on some patterns. So this is the August one, and let me see what I have about this. Okay, so I did a lot of modifications because with color work, I am very tight knitter. So I happened to watch another podcast that Amy from Noble Character Crafts, and she, it seems, has the same problem as me, where the color work is very tight. So I listened to how she did it. What a great idea. I think it's going to change my life as far as color work goes, especially with socks, because I've done quite a few color work socks, and they end up being too tight, even when I go up a needle size, and I can't wear them. And nobody else I know can wear them because I'm a size 5. If it's too small for a size 5 adult, who's it going to go to? A child. So anyway, okay, so what I did was I cast it on. Let me first go into what the yarn is. The yarn is from Schoeppel, I can't say it right. The Zauerball, the color is 2260, and the pink is from Stash, that I don't even know what the name is. Okay, so that's the yarn. The size needle I use is 1. So for the cuff, I cast it on 56 stitches, which is my normal size. She says to cast on 57, but I didn't want to do that. I did 56. Okay, so I did 56. Then you have to switch to the color work. So what Amy from the Noble Crafter does is she goes up needle sizes, which I did. I went up needle size to 3. I don't go to 2. I go up 2 sizes. That's how tight I am. Then I increased to the next size, the medium size sock size that she requested in the pattern. Some of these socks said for medium, you should have 66 stitches for the color work part. So I used my calculator in my knit companion, and I evenly increased from 56 to 66 to do the color work, and I used a size 3 needle. And then after that, when you're done with the color work, you decrease. I decreased back to 56 because that's my size. And I did my regular slip stitch and gusset heel. And then I did the foot 42 rows and a rounded toe. And those were per pattern, that part, except the length. So I tried it on. It fits like a glove. So it worked. No, because before that, I couldn't even get it over my heel. Even by going up 2 sizes, it was still so snug. So the trick is going to the next size for the color work and going up 2 needle sizes. And ta-da, I did it. So now I'm on the second one for the pigskin party. That will count as points. So I wrote down everything in my notes to make sure that I do the same thing on the second one. There goes my sock. Okay, so that is that one. The next one I'm loving this one. And this is for the pigskin party make along too. And it is a pattern that is by a sponsor for the pigskin party. So I'll get points for that. If you use a sponsor for the pigskin party, you get points, extra points for that. So this pattern, I'll show you. I had it on Needle Stumpers. It's called the True Story Cowl, and it's by Casey Hurley, who is also Casey Knits, and it is a 1 skein cowl, and it's really a 2-row repeat, up, 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 and then you add stitches, and then you get it back. Anyway, it's a really nice pattern. It's fun. It's a quick one. And the yarn that I'm using happens to be Casey Knits yarn. It is a beautiful, squishy fingering yarn called Merman. Look how beautiful that colorway is. Now with this pattern, it calls for DK weight yarn, and this is not a DK weight yarn, but I held it double so that it does become DK weight. And what else can I tell you about this? That it is a beautiful yarn, and I'm almost done with it. I just got to keep doing a few more rows, and I just put it over me, and it's like a bandana style. And let me see what else I have to say. The size needle I'm using is a size 6, and that's it. And this little pumpkin progress keeper is from Adore Knit, who is also a they call it a Pro Shop sponsor with Pigskin Party. So anything else to tell you about that? Nope, but check it out with Casey Knits. All her patterns on Ravelry. If you buy 2, I think you get 1 free. And right now, if you get any of her patterns and you're doing the Pigskin Party, they count for extra points. So check her out. Anyway, loving this, almost done with it, and that will be a finished object. Okay, my last one also is a Casey Hurley pattern, but I started this before the Pigskin Party, and I might have showed this on the last one. I think I did. This is called the Calavada, and I'm getting really far with it. And the yarn is by a dyer in Oregon, the state of Oregon, and I think it's called Tumulo Fibers. And the green or turquoise look is called Bubbling Brook, and the salmon looking color is called Earthenware. And the needle size, I think it's a size 4. Let me see. It is a size, where are you? I think, yeah, size 4. So it's a 4-section repeat, and it's supposed to get bigger and bigger. I don't know. Right now I'm on did 4 repeats going on 5. And it's a fun pattern because every row, every section is a little bit different. And the color, you just carry the color up, so there's no cutting of yarn, and it's a real fun rhythmic type pattern. And again, that's from Casey Hurley, also known as Casey Knits. So she's got lots of patterns, so check her out. Okay, the only thing left are 2 cross-stitch ones, and I've gotten far with them. I don't know, there's not enough hours in the day to do some of these projects. Okay, so this one is I'm gonna leave it in the hoop. It's called Mount Hood, because when I was in Oregon, there's a beautiful mountain that you can see off the parkway, and it's just breathtaking to look at. It's called Mount Hood, and there it is. So I've gotten far. This is like the mountain. Then I think there's some things on the bottom that to do, maybe grass and some flowers. Yeah, so this is a design by Doherty Designs, and that's a local designer in Oregon. I always say Oregon wrong. It's my accent. I think it's called Oregon. I don't know. This is just the way I am with my New York accent. So anyway, Mount Hood. This and I bought the whole kit and caboodle from a beautiful cross-stitching shop in Oregon. It's called Acorns and Threads, I think. Big shop, and they kitted the whole thing for me. The linen, the floss, which is DMC, and even the needles, because at the time I only had one needle for one project. So this is like a 28 count linen, and the floss is DMC, and I'm using their needles for it. And that is it. Loving how it's coming out. So pretty. Then I learned a trick with stitching inside of a hoop. They call this stitching in the well. It makes it tighter, and the fabric doesn't get in your way as much as if you do it the other side. So that's it. That's my Mount Hood so far. I made a lot of progress since I showed you guys last. And the last one, which I've made progress to, this one is really a lot of work, but I've made a lot of progress. This is the Moonshine Cabin by Modern Folk Embroidery. This one I could only do during the day. Here's the moon. You can't see, it's back here somewhere. And this is on a 32 count Laguna, tomato, I don't know. Anyway, and the color is charcoal. It is a beautiful fabric. The pattern is beautiful. I love the way it's coming out. It really is stunning. And I'm just using DMC, and yeah, that's it. So this one, I bought a new magnifier that somebody recommended on Floss Tube, where you attach it to your head, has a light on it, magnification, and that seems to be helping me to see my stitches better for sure. I really don't like it on my head. It kind of like presses hard, but it works better. So what do? Do you suffer, or do you use what works better? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'll try it and see. If I can't take it anymore, I go back to the old way. That is it for my works in progress. Let's move on to acquisitions. My acquisitions, I have a few of them. I have to show you. Let me take a sip. Okay, the one I have, I forgot to mention the last time. And this also is I think she's a Pro Shop sponsor on Pigskin Party. See, when a lot of makers sponsor the Pigskin Party, you get extra points. So this one is from Bella Fio, which is I think she's a Pro Shop sponsor, which means you get more, like even more points. This is she had a sale, and I couldn't resist, especially since the name of this yarn, this colorway. This colorway is called America the Beautiful. I love anything patriotic, so I had to get it. And then I think this was going with it. I think it was a sock set, or if not, it was a gift. I'm not sure. Then she threw in, which was so nice, like a 10-gram mini of this yellow, which was awfully nice of her, and a butterfly sticker. This is from Bella Fio. And a little notepad. It's a little, what is that, a doggy? Little doggy notepad or maybe it's a hamster. I'm not sure. So that's always good to have, because I do write notes. And this was from Bella Fio. Of course, everything I list down below. I will list down below so you can check out their website if you're interested, because she always has sales and they're pretty good. And also, if you're participating in the pigskin party, check her out. I've already bought a few skeins from her. The next thing I have, I won this skein. I'll talk about it in my life adventures, but it is a beautiful skein. I've never used this this dyer before. It's called Bitty Knits. It's a hand dyed yarn. I won this, and Bitty Knits, and the colorway is called Strawberry Fields, and it's a finger and weight, 75% merino wool and 25% nylon. So start in the future. It's so funny how I won this. I had no idea what I was winning, but she just took something out of a bag, and it happened to be green, my favorite color. I think that is like meant to be. So that was a win. Then when I came back, I'll tell you in a little bit, I had a box waiting for me, and it's my Yarnable subscription. Oh, I just love what was in this box. Okay, so I'll first show you the yarn. And of course, it's for the September. Look how beautiful this is. And it's called Happily Ever After. Apple picking season. I'm from New York, and I live by apple picking orchids all over. And oh, this reminds me so much of that. I loved it up there. I lived in a place called Warwick, New York, and there's a lot of apple picking up there. And this reminds me of that so much, apple picking season. So this is a beautiful plush sock weight. It's 85 superwash merino and 15% nylon. It is gorgeous. Then she threw in this apple cinnamon mug muffin. You make this into in a mug. I want to try and see how it comes out. Maybe today, I'll do it later. I actually have a free day today after I podcast and edit and all that stuff. So this looks awesome. I never had anything like this before. So I'm going to try that out. Then also in there, this is supposed to be like good for recycling or reusing, like a washcloth that you can wash your dishes with, that you could use for like, I don't know, quite a few times to help wash. I'll check it out. I've never used anything like this. I usually use my homemade washcloths, dishcloths, whatever you want to call them. So I'll see how that goes. And then I really got excited, I don't know why, with these apple bag chips. I love bag clip chips. Aren't they bag clip sets? So there's a lot of them. There's like 12 of them. I think these are cool too. I can't wait to use these on quite a few things that I open and I, want to clip them. I used to use, what works best for me, believe it or not, are like laundry clips. Those, I don't know what you call them, laundry clips. So this is what I'm going to use now. And that is all of my acquisitions. So let's move on to life adventures. Life adventures. It has been busy here. Some good, some not so good. So the first thing we did, and this was quite a while ago, but I haven't podcasted in like a month. My friend Ronnie told us about this event that happens up in Orlando called the Yarn Lounge, and she mentioned it to some of us Floridians down here if we wanted to go. And of course, Yarn Lounge, let's go. It's basically an event where you go and you're pretty much knitting or crocheting with other crafters like us, and they have a couple of vendors, some door prizes. So we all got in the car. She drove, which was a blessing, and we stayed at our friend Esther's son's house, who has a house in Orlando. So it was like girls' weekend, and so we, on the way up there, we stopped at a yarn shop that wasn't far away, and bought a couple of things there. We all bought something there. Then we headed to the Yarn Lounge, which was pretty much in a brewery. So it was packed when we got there. We couldn't even find a seat to be had. And meanwhile, you register, you get, you get some raffle tickets. You register, but there was not a seat to be had. So they ended up finding seats for us, but it happened to be the event was shared with another event, and it was all these Philadelphia Eagle fans, football, all watching on a big screen. And we happened to be, they put us right next to that event that was happening. So it was like a dual event. And they were the nicest. These Eagle fans welcomed us. Another girl that came with us, it was her birthday. So they had somebody over there who was celebrating a birthday. So they shared their cupcakes with us, and we wished our friend Debbie a happy birthday in the same time as their birthday person. So it was a blast. And they announced happy birthday to Debbie. We had such a good time. And then, so then they were calling raffles, and we couldn't hear them. We were all the way in the back where they were making announcements all the way in the front. So, but they would come around. Hey, anybody have number so-and-so? And I looked, and it was my number. So needless to say, that was the winner of this yarn. I had no idea I won. Thank goodness they came around, or else I would have missed it. And a few of us won that came in this group of friends. Ronnie actually won something, and somebody else. Oh, and then we took a picture. Maybe I'll post it. Me, Stephanie, and Esther, when we were walking around, they had like a picture frame, and we took a picture in that. And they said if you post these pictures from the Yarn Lounge, you could enter to win in the grand prize, which would be the next day. So our friend Stephanie said, everybody enter. I was doing it at 10 o'clock at night because I totally forgot about it. Put it in on Instagram with the hashtag Yarn Lounge, whatever. So we all did it. So the next day, my friend who is in another country texted us and said, congratulations, Stephanie, you won the grand prize. We didn't even know about it. And then we saw it on their, on their hashtag or wherever we saw it. Stephanie, who encouraged us all to enter into this hashtag for the grand prize, she was the one that won. We were so excited that she won the grand prize. After all, she was encouraging us to do it. So that was a lot of fun. So then we hung around the next day. We had, we had pretty much a stitch-in at Esther's son's house, which was a lot of fun, because the next day we wanted to go to Four Pearls, which is a beautiful yarn shop in, I don't know if it's called Winter Haven, I'm not sure. So we wanted to take a trip there before we headed back home. And while we were sitting around that morning, we were talking about all different makers, and we got onto the subject of Three by the Sea, how we love their bags. Ronnie said she loves their bags, and I've bought stitch markers from them. So we were talking about all different makers, and then we head over to Four Pearls. And would you believe, about 5 or 10 minutes after we walked into Four Pearls, who comes walking in? The owners of Three by the Sea Designs comes in. We couldn't believe, we were just talking about them. They came in, I'm going to show a picture of all of us together. Kim, who's the owner, her mom, and her friend, and a friend's mom. Or was it a sister? I'm not exactly sure. We talked with them for a while. We were cracking up. We were having so much fun with them. And we loved Four Pearls, and we bought some stuff from there too. And that was the end of our trip. We went out for lunch and headed back to South Florida. So that was that. So that was the Yarn Lounge. Then, after that, not so good news. Unfortunately, Bill's mom passed away. She's been sick for a while, and we got a call that said, she's not doing well. So then we tried to look for airline tickets, but last minute, so expensive. And Bill said we were going to stay there for a week anyway. So when we got the news that she's not really doing good, she's going to make it the night. So we packed up. Within 2 hours, we packed up all our stuff and got in the car and headed up north to Philly. And unfortunately, while we were on the road on the next day, not the first day, the next day, she did pass while we were on the road. So we got up to Philly like a few hours late, hours later. And, we had to stay longer than intended because she was being cremated, and because of all the paperwork involved, it took a while for the actual burial of it. So we got to spend lots of time with family. I did manage to escape to a yarn shop in Bordentown, New Jersey. It wasn't far from Philly area. I don't even remember the name of it. A cute little shop in Bordentown. I don't remember the name. I'm sorry, but it's in Bordentown if you look it up. And then another day, I did manage, while Bill went out with his sons, to go to a cross-stitch shop. No, he went with me. I shouldn't say he went out with his son. He went with me in this cute, in this town. I forgot the town too. He told me last night. Now I forgot. And it was a cross-stitch shop that was there for 40 years. So I managed to find something in there. Why can't I remember the town? He just told me yesterday. Oh my goodness, I forgot it. So that was that. I went to a cross stitch in this cute little town, and then we ended up, driving back home the day after the actual burial of the ashes into, the ground. So after that, we got home. Then I had tickets. I won tickets on this discount website called Lucky Seats, and it's like a lottery system, and if you get chosen, you get discount tickets. So I happened to get chosen while I was in Philadelphia, and it happened to be when we were going to be home already, and it was the Golden Girls. I wanted to see that. It was like a spoof on the Golden Girls, and the actors all sounded like every one of them. It was hysterical. Definitely 18 years and over. I would say it would be R-rated. Don't bring kids to something like that if they do make the rounds into your area. It was raunchy, it was funny, and we laughed so much. We loved it. All the actors, we found out, happened to be men who were playing the women. You couldn't even tell. They sounded so like them. It was a great show. So that was that, and we had so much fun. The only downer with the whole thing is thunderstorms have been going crazy around here, like flooding, unbelievable. So we made it to the venue, no problem. I mean, there was thundering, but we couldn't find a place to eat because everything was flooded out. We couldn't even walk to any place. So we just bought what was in the venue. So that is my life adventures. Now, books and movies. I just finished a book called The Surrogate by Toni Halleen. I'll put it up there. I would rate it 3 to 4 stars. It's about a couple who wanted to have a baby, and I don't know why they couldn't. They just wanted to have a baby, so they hired a surrogate, and she has the baby, but then she has second thoughts about giving up the baby, and she takes off. They're all looking for her, and then there's a boyfriend involved with the baby. It's a little chaotic type life there. It was just okay. It kept me going for the whole book. I read the whole thing, but it wasn't the greatest. It was just okay. I'd say read it as an easy read, and that's about all I can say about that. And then what else did I, the latest series that I'm watching on Netflix is The Perfect Couple. We are loving it. It's dysfunctional. It's a lot of gossipy type stuff. Who's doing this? Who's doing that? There is a murder. You think everybody that's in that show is guilty. You think they're all suspects. They make you think that. We really like it. I saw mixed reviews on it. Nicole Kidman is in it. Liev Schreiber is in, who I love because I watched Wolverine and I loved him in that. So I loved it. So to each its own. You might not like it. I didn't even know it was after a book. I think it's by Ellen Hildebrandt. I think that's who wrote it. Maybe I'll read it now that I saw the movie or the show, which I don't normally watch a show before the book, but I didn't even know there was a book out on it. So maybe that will be on my book list to watch it, because I heard it's different anyway. So enough rambling on. I hope you liked the episode. I really loved catching up with you guys. And again, if you like what you saw, click the like button and subscribe, and we can see what's happening next time. So I'm going to end it here. As always, I wish you peace and love in your life, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.